Hello. So hopefully this is the final take. I'm making this video just to talk about Hyperland. I will just go through my setup and I will just try to explain all the beginner topics that you need to know while installing Hyperland. First of all, I'm using Hyperland for around 2 years, I guess, and I'm using Arch Linux. Previously, I was using Fedora, and I started using Linux with Linux Mint. I got accustomed to all the terminal ecosystem things, and then I made the shift to Arch Linux. No, I then shifted to Fedora. After using Fedora for a few months, I realized that a lot of packages that I need for Android development. I primarily do Android development, so a lot of those packages are not available in Fedora. They are available, but I need to go through a lot of hoops to set them up. And I wanted to try Arch Linux. So decided to shift from Fedora to Arch Linux. And I've been using Arch Linux for around 2 years now. And this is my setup. As you can see, if I just pull up my .files real quick, I'm using NeoWin. This is a custom configuration of NeoWin called NVChat. And for my browser, I use Zen browser, not Firefox. For official work, I use Chromium browser, or I've been trying this new browser called Helium, and it's also pretty good. I don't see anything different in that from Chromium. I think that's because I haven't used that browser a lot. But Zen browser is the best browser I have ever used. Like 10 out of 10, everyone should use Zen browser. Uh, the vertical tabs, like when I want to open GitHub, it's a vertical tab. It just saves a lot of space here. I can pin tabs. I can pin tabs to essential. I can group tabs by workspace. This is like a whole new dimension of browsing the web, and you can customize it too. Like this is my blur texture filter. I guess it's called a filter. Yeah, this is applied over the background. It's just a simple color background that I made in Figma just so that I can copy all the common graph box colors easily. There is this utility called Hyperpicker. I have set up a keybind for it, so called plus H, and that essentially takes a screenshot and I can just pick any color, pick the hex of any color in the screen. For my browser, I use that, and I was talking about MChat. Which had, as you can see, this is a NeoWin distribution. Not a NeoWin distribution. It's imagine it like a set of scripts to customize your NeoWin instance. I don't use NeoWin that much. I only use NeoWin to edit text files. I was pretty happy with the standard basic vanilla NeoWin, but I saw a YouTube video about MVChat and I thought any of those features were cool, so I decided to use MVChat. And yeah, it's not my primary editor. There are a lot of shortcuts to do stuff quickly, and this is basically my .files directory. This is my configuration for fast fetch, which is the thing that you can see right here, this thing, displaying the system info. That configuration lies here. And then there is the Hyperland folder. So by default, Hyperland stores all of its configuration in .config slash hyper.conf, but I decided to edit that and I basically changed my configuration files. Let me show you how. So in any of the Hyperland configuration files, you can just set this line up. This source, then the path of the file. So this essentially makes your scripts distributed. For example, in this Hyperland conf script, I'm pointing towards set of different scripts which are like different settings. And when Hyperland loads every setting, it just takes every file together and merges it, and that's the entire setting. So it's very, very handy for me because I like to keep things separated. It's clean. It just gives me peace of mind. I tried switching to Needy, which is another window manager, another Wayland compositor, tiling based window manager, and it's scrollable. So I wanted to try what's this scrollable deal, but it doesn't support this feature. This feature to distribute config files. I tried it like 3 months ago. I don't know if they introduced this feature since then, but yeah, it's another compositor like Hyperland. Let's check out the Hyperland website. Here's the Archwiki. What is the site? It looks like org or something. Standards.hyperland. Where is the site, man? Oh, hyper.land. Yeah, the site looks pretty good now. Since I started using Hyperland, it was just a basic site, but it looks amazing. What about the wiki? The wiki too. The GitHub is working fine, I guess. Yeah, maybe it's something on Hyperland site. Interesting. So, where was that? The Hyperland configuration. And these are my Hyperland configuration settings. I can set up opacity of windows, inactive opacity, and blur, animations. I don't know what these settings are. I just set ChatGPT to generate a cool animation like bouncy and a little springy. So it generated this, and I think it's good. So I'm just using it. I haven't changed it in like a long time. And there are these settings: result split, post point wallpaper. Yeah. And then there are the keybinds. Here are all the keybinds that I use. Uh, I am using Rofi for my app picker, and it does what it's supposed to do. No complaints there. And then I use Rofi for another thing. This handy script to play background music like study music, lo-fi, white noise and stuff. It uses MPV to play all this stuff. Let me play some white noise. That's the white noise. If I want to stop, then I will just put the keybind again, which is in my case super plus shift plus A, and yeah, it's gone. So who should use Hyperland? If you want a super customizable and productive environment to do your work, you should use Hyperland. And if you want to use Hyperland only for rising it, only to make it look good, I don't think you should use Hyperland. It's your choice. Do whatever you want. I'm not someone you should listen to, but yeah, Hyperland is a great tool for productivity, not just the looks. Like I'm way faster in everything that I do because of Hyperland. Because I don't have to think about closing the window. I don't have to think about resizing it. I have some process running. I just move to that window. I just move to that workspace, and that's it. If you want to use Hyperland, then I will suggest you to try it out on virtual machine first. There are plenty of virtual machines for Windows. If you want to try Hyperland out in Linux, you can use GNOME boxes. Yeah, these are just some things. And I have this scripts folder here that contains all the common scripts that I use. The bar that I'm using, it's WayBar. It's pretty janky at times, but it does the job. And for the notification daemon, I'm using Sway and C. Sway Notification Manager. It's pretty good. Looks job. I need to fix this. Okay. Then there are many settings like Weber, Kava.sh. Yeah, so this is a mode. If I play like any music right now, I use CMOS as my music there. If I play something like Bleed Specialist, I just lower the pop sound. So it will load the lyrics for that song and it will display on the waybar as you can see. Yeah, it's synced. I use that sometimes when I'm listening to music. It's a pretty handy tool. It's actually programmed and wrote in Rust while learning to code in Rust. And yeah, Rust is pretty hard, man. I need to get used to all those mutability and border check and stuff. And there's a waybar restart script. Sometimes waybar glitches out, so I use this script, which I have hooked up with the keybind, and it just kills all waybar processes and just restarts it. Pretty self-explanatory. Then there is the Kitty configuration. I'm using JetBrains Mono Nerd font. I think it's the best font of all time. It doesn't look good on UIs, like mobile UIs, but it's pretty good on terminals, and in my Hyperland setup, it fits in very well. And these are the Rofi configuration. I was looking into Pixel. Yeah, it's a solution to do everything from one place. Yeah, it looks pretty good. I highly recommend checking out the website and see this video. It's pretty good configuration, and I'm just jealous. I want to recreate this with my own style. Remove all the rounded corners, remove all the gaps. Use JetBrains Mono for everything. But Quickshell, according to the documentation, they are in version 0.21, and they said that version 1 may introduce breaking changes. So I will wait for version 1 of Quickshell to drop, then I will migrate to Quickshell. Because Quickshell eliminates everything. This row feed, this way and this way bar, W logout, everything eliminated, and just one program is running in the background. That's the main attraction of Quickshell. It works on all the Wayland compositors. Yeah. These are the screenshot for my GitHub readme, sway and C configuration. Wallpaper that I'm using. This is the waybar configuration, and this is the W logout configuration. This is the logout menu. And yeah, the icons look a bit miscolored. Why am I noticing this now? Okay, whatever. So the main thing I do is write Android apps, and Android Studio works pretty well using the Wayland Wayland runtime. I'm not sure what it should be called, but the IDE is using Wayland to display this window, and it has its rough edges. It is a bit clunky at times, but I think it's a work in progress. JetBrains has been working on this for like 1 year, and yeah, it's still a work in progress. But the IDE is great. IDE works fine. Everything opens up. The only problems I face is building APKs. I use CI for that, and yeah, everything is sorted. Apart from that, apart from coding, I don't do many things on my PC. I just listen to music or code. Sometimes I might play games. I don't feel like playing games nowadays, and yeah, sometimes I design stuff on Figma. That's pretty much what I do on Hyperland on my machine. So yeah.